Kirk Cousins pissed off a lot of people for his miserable performance against the Chargers, but I think Kyle Pitts may have pissed at maybe a smaller group of people off even more because, once again, zero catch performance, no yards, obviously. And then some of his effort. He's only targeted 2 times. It looks like he's checked out. He's ending routes early. He's not really running. Some of the problems that we've seen exist over the last 3 seasons. And we always said, well, it looks like he's a little injury. Well, maybe he's still injured, but if he's injured for 3 years after surgery, I have no interest in him playing anymore. Now, the Falcons guaranteed his 5th-year option. He's going to be on the team next season. That's not what I'm arguing. But is it time for us all to look and say, and I've been saying this for years, that he's probably going to be a bust? Is it time for us all to admit collectively, this guy is a bust in Atlanta? I'm not saying he won't have success somewhere else, but in Atlanta, he is a bust, and I do not see him getting to a second contract.
Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty hard to argue. I mean, it's buckshot after buckshot with this guy. What is he at? 3 games this year with 0 catches or something like that?
I think he's had 2, but he's had like a 1 for 11 mixed in. I mean, he had that 4 or 5 game stretch and we're all like, oh, Kyle Pitts, like, there you go.
And, you know, I'm not going to put blame solely on Kyle Pitts.
No doubt.
Because I saw at least 3 plays, and I can remember them off the top of my head, where Kirk Cousins either 1, just didn't see him, or 2, wasn't playing on time where he was open at one point in time. And you know, Kyle Pitts can't throw and catch the ball. Now, the effort thing, you know, that is completely in your control, obviously. Also, you know, it could be a Zach Robinson thing. You know, I'm not in the building. I don't know what these play designs and concepts are, you know, prioritizing. But it feels like Ray McCloud's higher on the totem pole than Kyle Pitts in some instances, which is, you know, obviously not a good thing. I don't know what to tell you. It's really hard for me to declare him a bust. It's harder to argue that he's not, because what Brock Bowers is doing in his rookie year, that's the kind of stuff. Kyle Pitts' rookie year, that's the kind of stuff that we were led to believe we were getting this year with Kirk Cousins, all this array of weapons, too many weapons for a defense to defend against. I don't know what, and you said it. The 5th-year option's fully guaranteed. He's going to be here. And what are you going to trade him for? A 6th-round pick and a bag of footballs? No, you don't do that. What do the Falcons do? They're going to swallow their pride and not admit they're wrong and see if he can work things out. I don't know what to say about it any more than that. It's just a frustrating situation, and it seems like it's, you know, we got a new regime in here and nothing's changed one bit.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't think Zach Robinson or Kirk Cousins is doing Kyle Pitts justice. I don't think there's any doubt about that. I mean, we see the routes that he's open on, and they're just balls that Kirk Cousins doesn't feel comfortable throwing. I mean, I think it's that simple. He looks at it that way, and it's like, nah, I'm not even going to really think about it. I'm not even going to give Kyle Pitts a chance to get over there, because I'm not going to make that throw 30 yards down the field across the field.
So that was my point in the last segment, where Zach Robinson is dialing up concepts and plays that Kirk Cousins is not physically capable of doing. And what you want him to do is over the middle of the field, where you see Ray McCloud, Drake London, Darnell Mooney making all these catches, where it's like, you're asking Kyle Pitts to run a 5-yard in, and that guy's 6'6". Like, he doesn't move like Darnell Mooney. Like, get Kyle Pitts. He's got the long strides. Get him up the seams. It feels like it's simple, but like, these guys make it so complicated.
Yeah, and that's where it goes to. I feel like we also give Kyle Pitts a lot of the benefit of the doubt. Like, I feel like if it was that simple, they would be doing it, right?
I guess that's true.
I don't understand why they wouldn't be doing that when we all know it, and we know way less football than everybody in that building if it was just that simple. So I have a feeling we just keep giving Kyle Pitts the benefit of the doubt. And, you know, there's a lot more that goes into us that are on his things, where it's like, hey, maybe he's not creating that separation. Maybe he's not getting open. Maybe he is lazy and he's lost the trust of Kirk Cousins, which I definitely think is a possibility. I think Michael Penix, just like he's the saver for this organization, is the last thing that could save Kyle Pitts, because he does have that big arm, and maybe we could see him open up. But like you said with Brock Bowers, like, people want to make the excuses about the offensive coordinator, the Kirk Cousins. Like, What does Brock Bowers have in the Raiders?
3 quarterbacks this season. Luke Getsy, I think, is their OC.
Desmond Ritter,
Gardner Minshew and Aiden O'Connell.
Desmond Ritter has made multiple
appearances. He should
appearances.
win the Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Desmond Ritter has made multiple appearances for that team, a guy that supposedly couldn't get the ball to Kyle Pitts, and Brock Bowers doesn't seem to miss a beat. He doesn't have anything in Oakland worth a damn. The only thing you can say, he's the only guy to throw the ball to, but that should actually...
Jacoby Myers is having a 1,000-yard season.
People should be taking him away if that's the case, and they can't seem to take him away. Yeah. Just like we thought, nobody would be able to... triple team doesn't matter. Kyle Pitts is a better athlete than you. That's just not there.
He's not physically imposing anymore.
And
he's just not.
He looks slow.
Yeah, he looks... Well, that's my point, is also that play that everybody's talking about, and you probably know what I'm talking about if you're on social media, where it looks like it's maybe a 7-yard in. Why are we asking him to work inside of a phone booth? Put him on the outside, let him get physical, let him try and run past somebody. How is this hard? I don't understand.
Like I said, I think
throw it up, throw it as high as you possibly can, and see if he can go out jump somebody.
Yeah, I just think that I don't know if that exists, at least from what I've seen. And it might be the injuries, because obviously we saw that in college. But we've been through multiple offensive coordinators, several offensive coordinators, we've been several through head coach, several quarterbacks, and nobody seems to be able to get this ball ever since his rookie year. And I have to think, the injuries have played a factor in this. But he doesn't look like the same guy. And he has not looked like the same guy since that rookie year. The 7-yard ends, it's the quarterback is beating him to the spot every single time. A lot of the routes, especially the short routes, it's he's getting beat to the spot. He does not look like he has that 4.3 whatever speed he had, or 4.4 speed, which was insane coming out of college. He doesn't look like that guy. I think that's my biggest thing when I'm like, dude, I'm completely fine labeling a bust, because what I'm seeing, he's open occasionally.
Well,
he doesn't look like the same guy.
It's a lot harder to argue the bust thing or against it when you look at the rest of that top 10 and a little bit outside of the top 10. You've got 5 players who are arguably the best players at their position.
You have 5 guys, and I, things can change, but you got 5 guys that are going to the Hall of Fame. Micah Parsons, Jamar Chase, Patrick Surtain are undoubtedly the best players at the... Penny Sewell is an absolute stud. Those were all positions in the need for the Falcons.
Every single one of them.
And you make them the highest drafted tight end in league history. There's expectations that come with that. And then when you include how loaded this draft class, especially the top 10, top 12 picks were, I mean, listen.
It's another thing where it's I don't know, why did Terry Fontenot survive?
Nobody
is anybody sure?
We said that when Arthur Smith got fired, why is Terry here? He's been just as culpable in all of this. He's been the worst drafter in football, despite having top 10 picks, top 8 picks every single draft class, and he cannot hit on any of these guys. It has been an embarrassment from him from the driving perspective, and it doesn't look like Kyle Pitts is getting any better.